Do you have any other example of something similar that you can relay?
Yeah, a customer trying to hold a tiny bone screw. It was marking up the threads terribly.
Mm-hmm.
They called and said, "Hey, will Microconic help us with this?" I said, "Yeah, you bet it will." So they bought one of our systems. They said, "No, it's not helping, you know." And I said, "No, something else is wrong." Okay, so I paid a visit up there. And these were kind of early days before we were established, and I felt like I had to, I obviously can't go out in the field and help everybody set up their machines, right? Now, I feel more comfortable and I built this flow chart for people to follow. So anyway, I go there, even with the Microconic cartridge and the fine control of checking force, it was damaging the part. Okay, I'll bet your spindle's misaligned with the main spindle. That could be, because imagine two spindles spinning like this. It's just going to eat the part up, It's like a crankshaft effect on the part. And he goes, "This is our one of our newer machines. I'm sure it's good." And I said, "Well, when was the last time you checked it?" "Oh, probably about 3 or 4 months ago. We did a preventative maintenance on it, and they check all that." I said, "Okay, well, let's put an indicator on there and check it." So it turned out I could show that our cartridge was running true and all that. We used the cartridge to align to the main spindle. To make a long story short, their sub spindle was 1 thou and 2/10 off. So it was just like eating the part up. So I said, there's your problem right there. Our system actually made it appear worse at first because our system's so rigid. With an extended nose collet, if the part's wobbling, it sort of follows it. It didn't beat the part up, so it was still bad, and it was too bad for them to run it. But when they put ours in, it was obvious. It was just like eating it up because ours is so rigid, and it's just like... So, that was one where you find the root cause of the problem. See, they had been lapping them, doing all sorts of weird stuff to try to get them to not mark the part out and putting radiuses on them and stuff, and it kind of helped a little bit. But it wasn't the real problem. The real problem was the spindles were misaligned, which you could see immediately with our system. It was like obvious there's something going on. So in that 3 hours that I was there, we finally got down to that. They're like, "Oh, wow, thank you."